Hello students, how are you? This is your Rupesha speaking and you are watching your very own educational channel Physics E-Mind. Today we are going to discuss about JEE NEET MCQ practice set 1 regarding electric charges and field chapter. So let us move forward to the first question. First problem is, what is the value of total electric flux emitted from unit positive charge? Options given are A. Epsilon naught, B. Epsilon naught inverse, C. 4 pi epsilon naught inverse, D. 4 pi epsilon naught. So let us move forward to the solution. Using Gauss's theorem we are having electric flux phi E equals to Q by epsilon naught. Since we need to find out the total electric flux emitted from unit positive charge, so we are putting here Q equals to 1 and we are having Q by epsilon naught, that is phi E equals to 1 by epsilon naught equals to epsilon naught inverse, which is our option B. Okay students, now let us move forward to the second problem. Two balls which are suspended from a common point by two strings of equal length carry same amount of charges. In equilibrium, the separation between them is r. In the second case, the strings are rigidly clamped at half the height. In this condition, find out the separation in between the balls in equilibrium. Options given are option A, r by root 2 whole square, option B, r by cubed root of 2, option C, 2r by root 3, and option D, 2r by 3. So let us move forward to the solution of this question. So this is our first condition, right? These are the two balls having the same charge Q, and here T is the tension of the string, the length of them are equal, and let the distance of separation in equilibrium in between the two charges, is assumed to be smaller, and Z is the height from the vertex to the midpoint of the base of this triangle, and theta is the angle in between the string and the vertical line. So we are resolving this tension vector into T cos theta and T sin theta. Here Fe is the repulsive force acting on this ball by this ball. Okay, this is the repulsive force Fe, and mg is the weight of this ball. So we are having T sin theta, which is balancing Fe, that is repulsive force acting on this ball by this ball, and T cos theta is being balanced by the weight of this ball, that is mg, and we have numbered it 1, that is T sin theta equals to Fe. We have numbered it as equation 1, and T cos theta we are having mg and we have numbered it as equation 2. Dividing equation 1 by 2, we are having tan theta equals to Fe by mg. So therefore Fe equals to mg tan theta we are having. In the second condition, we have been given that the strings are rigidly clamped at half the height. So what we are having here, so at this point these two balls are suspended. From this point these two balls are suspended with the help of these two strings, and so the angle made by the string with the vertical is also different from that of that in the previous case. Let this angle be theta dash. Again, like the previous condition, we are also having Fe dash equals to mg tan theta, right? So we are having ultimately Fe, that is force, repulsive force, must be proportional to tan theta, right? Here it is tan theta dash, must be tan theta dash. Okay, tan theta Fe dash equals to mg tan theta dash. Okay students, please correct it. So we are having Fe dash by Fe equals to tan theta dash by tan theta, we are putting the values of fe dash by fe and tan theta dash by tan theta in this stage, in this step, and we are having kq square by r dash square by kq square by r square equals to r dash by 2 by z by 2 by r by 2 by z. See from the figure, here tan theta dash is r dash by 2 by z by 2. Okay, and from the previous figure, that is tan theta equals to, in this triangle, okay, in this right angle triangle, r by 2 divided by z, and we have put these values in this expression. Okay, and so we are having r cube by r dash cube equals to 2, resulting in r dash equals to r by cube root of 2. So option B is correct. Option B is correct. Okay, let us move forward to the third question. Here it has been given that in the figure given we have a hollow cylinder. Okay, this cylinder is hollow, it has been given like that, and naturally there are two surfaces, A and C are the flat surfaces, and B has been given as the lateral surface. Okay, this cylinder has a charge capital Q coulomb within it. The electric flux associated with the curved surface, that is the electric flux linked with the surface B, has been given as phi, that is phi B equals to phi. So we need to find out the flux associated with the surface A. Okay, options those have been given are half q by epsilon naught minus phi. Option B equals to, option B is q by 2 epsilon naught, option C is phi by 3, and option D is q by epsilon naught minus phi. Let us move forward to the solution. Okay, solution: let the electric flux associated with surface A be phi A, electric flux linked with surface B is phi B. Phi T. Okay, so we are assuming all these before getting entered into the actual solution. So using Gauss's theorem, we are having electric flux, total electric flux, that is phi T equals to Q charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught, right? We know the Gauss's theorem. So we are applying over here that, and we are having phi A plus phi B plus phi C equals to Q by epsilon naught, that is total electric flux emerging out of the total three surfaces. Since phi A equals to phi C, that is the flux emerging out of these two surfaces are same, right? That is phi A equals to phi C, two flat surfaces. Let me assume both are same, and we have put phi C equals to phi A over here, and we are having phi A plus phi B plus phi A, again phi C, we have put it phi C equals to phi over here, and we are having this sum to be equal to q by epsilon naught. Okay, students, so we are having 2 phi A plus phi B equals to q by epsilon naught from the previous step. Now we are getting 2 phi A equals to q by epsilon naught minus phi B, right? Hence we are having 2 phi A equals to q by epsilon naught minus phi, given phi B equals to phi. It has been given, right, in the question. So we are having phi A equals to half into q by epsilon naught minus phi. So see, option A is correct here. Okay, students, that's all for today. We will be meeting soon, very soon, with the next session. Keep studying. Till then, bye.